Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Evil Dead Ultimate Ash and Cheryl 2-pack from NECA. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, both of these figures look utterly fantastic, and that's just in line with a lot of what we see with NECA and horror. They just go hand in hand. They do a fantastic job. I say that every time, but it's true. And we're actually going to look at Cheryl first. I think there's a lot of new sculpt here, and more new sculpt here, I believe. I cannot remember if they've released these characters before, like way before I started collecting, because I know NECA has done a lot of the Evil Dead stuff, but I think they're kind of revisiting a lot of it at this point. And yeah, so for Cheryl, just amazing job. Here's the default head, and just it looks exactly like the movie. The colors they got here are just phenomenal, like the subtle blues, and they really matched that makeup from this stage of her, Deadite evolution, and it looks amazing. The hair is fantastic, great sculpt, perfect dry brush to bring all of that out as well. It's just very, very nicely done. And then we get to the shirt, and amazing sculpt. Has like this very nice loose cloth look to it. We do unfortunately get what I call the NECA arms, where they want the arms to lie flat. It makes sense, but to do that they have to really make the biceps just super awkwardly formed. So it works, but it definitely just looks extra weird in certain poses. But that is what it is. But just, yeah, really great sculpt work all around. And then we get the blood and a nice glossy red for that, just to make it look wet. Just really awesome stuff. We do get her necklace on as well, which is painted a really nice silver. I don't know how well that's going to come across here, especially with all those deep shadows. But very, very nice touch. Again, great attention to detail. The pants, great sculpt. We do have a little bit of a dry brush going on here. It's very, very subtle, just enough to kind of bring out the clothes, give it a little bit of dirt. And then the shoes, just very nice, basic, these be considered flats? They do have a slight heel, but yeah, just very, very nice all around. So great work there. Then Ash is pretty much what we saw with the Ultimate Evil Dead Ash that they released last year, maybe the year before. I skipped on that one for reasons that I'll touch on in the next section, but it is a really good sculpt. Again, really great work on just making the clothing look loose as it was. Not only that, but they absolutely captured Bruce Campbell's expression. He is obviously very, very expressive, and they made that work here. Just beautiful work, especially with the wide eyes. The blood is perfectly applied. The hair has this nice gloss to it to look wet. Just good stuff. That continues down through the neck. Then more blood spots on the shirt. Just really, really nicely done. This perfect level of chaos comes down the pants, and that kind of reddish brown hue to it. Perfect. They got the buckle with a little bit of silver. So yeah, really good stuff. Then we get the torn leg here, and just again, really, really good. The blood work here is just utterly fantastic. Probably one of my favorite parts of what NECA does with their horror stuff. And yeah, so really good looking figures. So we get a whole bunch of accessories with both of these figures. So let's dig right in, starting with Cheryl and starting with hands. Get a couple of relaxed hands right out of the box. Then we get a left pencil wielding hand for that scene. We get a right gripping hand, pardon me. Then we get a left and right dead-eyed, creepy, kind of clawed hands. Really good work all around there. Then we get 3 separate head sculpts. So we get the one we looked at first. This is the default head right out of the box, and I don't know why my camera is deciding not to focus. There we go. So this is the one we looked at before. This is kind of the early part of the possession. Just excellent work all around. Then we get to the middle part, the creepiest part. This makeup job has definitely kind of like stuck in my brain, freaked me out after I first saw the movie at a very young age. And yeah, just I love that they captured it perfectly. This is the like height of Deadite face. And yeah, did another amazing job here with the sculpt, the dry brushing, all of that stuff. Just amazing, amazing work. And then finally, we do get the end of Cheryl kind of melting and decaying apart here. Just more great work, especially with that paint, really driving home just the amazing effects work. And yeah, I think they're just such good stuff. Like this, I think Cheryl's worth it for this set alone. Then we get the sketch pad, so you can see the clock there done very, very nicely. You can see a nice thickness to it as well. You might notice the seam, and that is because you can actually lift this off. You can see there's a little trench there, and then you get the drawing of the Necronomicon. Just amazing, amazing work, like the aging on the paper as well. So I just love everything about this set. It just snaps right back in. Then we get the fire poker, and very nicely done, very basic sculpt because it's just an old school fire poker. And then we get a little bit of kind of a bronze / gold, and then a little like brighter silver here at the end. Then we get on to Ash, and for hands we do get a pair of grips right out of the box. Keep hitting it with my legs, hit with the legs, not mine. You can see nice and bloodied up. So that's 2 grips there. Then, oddly enough, we get 2 right hands for a left-handed character. So if you've been watching my channel, you know my issues with that. So we do get a trigger hand, and because he comes with the other accessory we're going to get to, this does make sense because those don't come in left-handed versions, or at least they're very, very rare. The standard Ultimate Ash also only came with the right-handed trigger finger, even though he came with a shotgun, which doesn't make sense considering, again, Bruce Campbell / Ash is left-handed. So that kind of bugged me. So, and then we finally get a kind of thumbs up gripping hand. I think this goes with one of the other accessories. So again, bloodied up. So we get that. Then we get 2 separate heads. So right out of the box, we do get the bloodied, surprised face. Again, we went over this in the last section. Then he's gonna fall over. And then we get the non-bloodied face with the eyes looking in the other direction. There we go. So you can see him looking off to the right. Just beautifully done. We got a little bit of kind of black smudge going on down here around the chin, and not the glossy hair because he isn't like soaked in blood at that point. So there's that. Then we get what the trigger hand is for, and that is the chainsaw. Again, I make these in right-handed versions. Beautiful sculpt and paint here. Just really, really good work. The really nice deep, that kind of industrial style red. Touches of silver. We got dry brushing to get that age going on. See the NECA branding here on the gas tank. That's awesome. Just really, really good piece. Probably one of the best chainsaws I think I've seen come with a figure. And I have a lot. So there's that. We do get a shovel. A little bit of blood here on the end. I really love the way NECA does their kind of metal stuff. The dry brush is always perfect. It's wood handle, and again, we see that red come back. A little bit of aging. Finally, for the weapons, we do get the bloody axe. So again, kind of nice neutral silver, some blood splatter going on there, and just a wood handle, or wood looking handle. Finally, we get the wooden cross, and yeah, really nice work here, especially with the kind of sculpt on that wood grain. And we get a little bit of earth going on down here as well. So that will do it for accessories. Articulation, balance are beautiful all around here. Freestanding kicks all around, no problems. That's awesome. There's no reason for them to need to be able to do this, but I love that, as you all know. So we're going to look at Ash first this time. So we do get a barbell joint for the head. So we can look up, we can look down, we can tilt side to side. As far as the head is seated, we get rotation, tons of tilt. We are hinge and swivel at the arms. We're unfortunately only coming into an A pose, but obviously you can rotate. You have single jointed elbows, which do come past 90 beautifully, very well done. We do get some swivel there as well. Hands are hinge and swivel, all horizontal. Then we get a kind of ball joint here at the waist. Hips come out almost full splits, beautiful. Front kick goes to out there, not quite 90, but nice. We do get some swivel on the assembly there. Single jointed knees coming to just about 90. Then we get hinge and forward facing pin for some rocker. So we don't really get a ton of point. We don't really get a ton of forward because we're running into the pants, and even rockers hindered a bit. So there is that, but you can definitely get what you need. Not like Ash needs to be super athletic. Then Cheryl, pretty much the same points. Again, barbell joint, can look up a bit, look down a bit. We do get some really nice tilt, especially with this hair out of the way. Rotation, hinge and swivel. We can come up a little bit higher with her arms, just a little bit. Single jointed elbows coming not quite as far. Hinge and swivel at the wrists. We get, again, the barbell, the ball joint here at the waist. As you can see, you get some kind of hula hooping action. You get slice bit forward, a little bit back. This is a rubbery overlay. You get rotation there as well, which we also get with Ash that I didn't show off. Splits, almost perfect. Front kick, going to be hindered by that shirt. We do get thigh swivel, 90 degrees on the knee. We also get rotation. Then for her, not really a ton of point, not really a ton of forward, but we do get that rocker. So that will do it for articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here they are with some other NECA horror. With some domestics. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with yours truly in human form in both 1/18 and 1/12 scale. So my final thoughts on the Evil Dead Ultimate Ash and Cheryl 2-pack from NECA is that this just completely rules. I love this set. The Evil Dead, the first one, is one of my favorite movies of all time. Just, I think it's perfect as it is. I know this number 2 is definitely the most popular, and that is with very good reason. But this one just always holds a space for me. It's one of the first horror movies that I truly fell in love with, and yeah, it's awesome to see figures reflecting that and done so well. So if you love the movie as well, or you just like Evil Dead in general, do not pass this setup. Just really, really good stuff. My nitpicks are very, very minor, and just everything else is absolutely worth picking up. Again, I think this pack is worth it for Cheryl, which is saying something. Yeah, cannot recommend it enough. That being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. If that's the case, I hope to see you back here. I do multiple reviews a week, or I do reviews every week rather, of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. Any of that appeals to you, come on back. Let's talk about some really nice plastic and escape this world as long as we can. And yeah, really at the end of the day, I just hope you're well. I hope that all your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.